As many of you might know, a lot of new desktops don't have any front expansion bays at all, which means you can't get like a DVD drive or a memory card reader at the front of your PC. But what if you make YouTube videos or photography, something like that, and you need to transfer your pictures to your computer? Well, you can just use a USB cord, I guess, but those are usually a lot slower. So here's another option, Anker's USB 3.0 to SD and MicroSD adapter. So let's review it and see if it's actually worth the cash. Speaking of cash, this thing actually is quite a bit cheaper than other ones. It was less than $10, which is a pretty great deal, especially since you can use SD and microSD at the same time, which is pretty ballin'. As you can probably see from the blue tip, it is USB 3.0, which technically means it has a maximum of 5 gigabit per second, which translates to 625 megabytes per second. My memory card that I use for my camera only runs at about 90 megabytes per second, so we'll just use that as a baseline for this video. I don't have any fancy crazy memory card readers or memory cards that transfer at 5 gigabit per second, so we'll just have to take their word on it, I guess. But let's backtrack a little bit. Let's take a look at this physical thing really quick. So as you guys might be able to tell in some B-roll footage, that it's a little bit on the glossy side, which I'm not a huge fan of. It definitely shows fingerprints, and yeah, I'm not crazy about that. It does have a little blue light on it, so you know, blue lights are cool. And the fact that it has 2 SD slots is pretty sweet. One disadvantage physically of this thing is that the memory card slots are coming out on the, if you're looking directly at it, I guess the left side or the right side. Basically, if you have this thing plugged into your desktop and you have like a port to the right of this, depending on your orientation that you're looking at this, I guess, it's gonna block a USB port, possibly, if you have a USB port open on the other side, especially if your memory card is pretty long. So keep that in mind. You're gonna just have to place this thing maybe like the last USB port, which is like what I do, so you don't block off anything, but it's kind of a slight disadvantage. So now I guess we'll talk about speeds for this little bitty Anker thing, which by the way is very small, and I love that, very portable. It's really great. It's a lot more practical in a lot of cases than having a full-blown memory card adapter, because a lot of people don't even need like compact. But are the speeds up to snuff? Well, they kind of are. So let's go over to some of my testing, where I basically just transferred some of my video clips that I made in the past from the memory card reader to my desktop, and that was showing about like 80 megabyte per second. Like you'll see in one clip of my B-roll footage that it jumps up a little bit and then it goes back down to 80 or like around there at least, you know. I've seen it as high as 90, and sometimes it's limited at 30. In the testing I did today, it didn't have that, but I will tell you, in the past I've had it where it's just limited at 30 megabit per second. It seems like it's like a USB 2.0 at those times, but I have the USB 3.0 drivers, so that's weird. So basically, as far as speed, I really got to say about this, speeds aren't bad for something this compact, but having like a dedicated USB 3.0 you know, like internal card that like plugs into the motherboard is a little bit better than this. But if you're in a pinch and you want something a little bit on the cheap side, and you want something that's very, very portable and still fairly fast, this thing is pretty cool. It has good speeds, not amazing speeds, but good, and it's very small, very cheap, and it's very cool. That's all I really got to say about this. That's what I'm using on my Fractal Design Define Mini C, which doesn't have any front expansion at all, so I can't put a memory card reader on this. So you gotta have some way to get your pictures and videos onto your computer. So that's how I do it. So if you guys have any questions about this little puppy, leave them in the comment section below. And if you guys like my blinking RAM back there, it's pretty sweet, right? Ryzen is pretty awesome. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Drop a like on it if you thought it was cool, and tell your friends about me if you want. That'd be great. Tell them that I look stupid or something, or you know, I'm sexy. So see you guys later. Peace out.